Welcome to the live podcast from around the world. Live. This is the Køsmos Diaries podcast show. Presented by the Travelogue team.
Welcome, guys, to this podcast of Køsmos Diary. This is our first podcast, and we are trying and doing our best. So, our today's topic is movies in general, and what are the upcoming movies and how they're gonna be. So, I think Nanda Krishna wants to share some spotlight on a movie.
Hi, I'm your co-host Nanda Krishna. As Imad said, it's really fascinating, nowadays when we see about the movies and all, how creative they are, and especially talking about Christopher Nolan, who recently got a bit spike about Oppenheimer, which is coming on July 21st, if I'm not wrong. Am I right?
Yeah, I guess you're right here. Around July 30.
I don't, yeah,
Yeah,
around July 30th, yeah.
yeah. I mean, Nolan is pretty famous for practical effects, right? So he was bound to
Yeah,
get
and
award
yeah,
like someday or the other. He's the only one who is
yeah, and
actually holding practical effects. Others are going for
yeah,
visual and computer edited effects nowadays.
I came to know that he's still using, the original IMAX films, which is
Yeah,
really,
yeah.
ancient tech, we can say.
Yeah, I mean, he
Yeah,
used that in
still,
the Dark Knight Rises, the 2014, and also he
yeah,
used that in Dark Knight 2012, and he used like
yeah,
in the other movies which have done like Inception and all, because those
yeah.
cameras
Film
are
roll
really
is the
good,
word.
for the
Yeah,
shots. Yeah,
yes, exactly. Yeah.
yeah.
Usually we, in post-editing effects, we usually try to add the vignette and stuff, but then he's getting the natural effect, just with the camera and the film itself.
I mean, you're right,
Yeah.
but I think Sanjay knows more about cameras. Sanjay, would you like to
Yeah,
share a
let's invite
spotlight on it?
him.
Yeah. I'm Sanjay. And thing with IMAX is that compared to traditional cameras, they're much more squared. It's a 4:3 aspect ratio. So
I mean,
most
I think
I think most superhero films looks better in an IMAX than traditional thing since they are much taller. It portrays them as a higher beings, like a superhuman beings. That's why most superheroes prefer IMAX and why Christopher Nolan's Batman was such a hit.
but
Yeah.
also thinking of that, IMAX cameras actually have much more wider range, so they can like take in much bigger quality. So
Yeah,
it
yeah,
actually
yeah.
shows the complete picture rather than just showing a part of it.
Yes. It
Yeah,
brings the whole audience into the world through the cameras.
yeah,
It's
exactly.
like,
Speaking of Batman, I think on the topic of Batman, Aditya has like much better knowledge about it. He's a big fan of it. So, you want to say
Thank you, Mark.
something?
Thank you. I love Batman
Yeah,
movies.
yeah.
And if you ask me what's my favorite superhero of all time, I would have to say it's Batman.
Yeah,
I mean,
exactly. I remember that. That's why I called,
Why,
Like,
why is it
you're
Batman?
the
Is it
one I'll
because he's
call.
rich?
That's why I said.
yeah, he's a genius, billionaire, playboy, philanthropist, just everything what Iron Man is, but just better, in my opinion. That's all.
But he's not having any natural skills. You must admit that.
He has natural skills.
I mean, he only has natural skill set.
Yeah, he's trained in martial arts. He's pretty skilled
Yeah,
in almost
exactly.
everything.
That's a good way. Yeah.
So I mean,
eh,
especially
but
the Dark Knight trilogy has got to be my my favorite, movie trilogy of all time. I mean, there's nothing quite like it, to be honest, which has been made so far in like superhero genre. Especially the second one, Dark Knight. I mean, you all know how amazing the movie was.
I mean,
yeah,
speaking
yeah.
of superhero trilogies in like animation, we have the trilogy going Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. I mean, it's also having pretty good cinematography
Yep.
That
compared
is
to
true.
yeah.
Spider-Man is definitely a very close second, in my opinion. I mean, Sam Raimi's Spider-Man trilogy is a classic. Everyone loves it. But
Mhm.
I just love Christopher Nolan's filmmaking. The way he
I
does all the
mean,
camera shots and
yeah,
the way he scripts his movies, the amazing iconic dialogues, the acting, especially the acting. I mean, Heath Ledger's Joker is still considered to be the
also
best
yeah,
Joker of all time, right? So it's not just about
yeah.
Batman, the movie. It's about much more. It's not just a superhero movie. It's more like, you know, like a crime story, more like a thing which would happen in like on the streets of New York. It's like a very realistic kind of movie. There's nothing
it's too
super
relatable,
raw,
right?
super.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
It's too
relatable.
relatable.
And the way they portrayed the city, that was really
Yeah.
brilliant.
It was so beautifully done. Gotham City, like it's like an accurate representation of the world
Yeah,
in
wonderful.
its current state, right? Everything's like there's
Yeah.
havoc everywhere. People don't know what they're doing. I mean, we saw that during the pandemic. So I mean, I think it's still one of the best movies ever made, in my opinion. That's all.
I mean,
have to
yeah.
Speaking of Gotham City, have you guys seen the movie Seven?
Yes,
I guess,
absolutely.
yeah.
I mean, yes,
Yeah.
Yes.
the new Batman movie actually is
Oh
inspired
yeah,
by
that's
Seven.
yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
To be
I mean,
honest-
Matt Reeves was the director on Seven as well as the Batman 2022. So
Yes.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. He brought the elements from that movie.
To be
this movie.
honest, Seven was the only film in which I completely felt that I was in that really, really bad, busy city. Like each and every scene, you could hear the city, that honking, or the train moving, or the people
Yeah.
just talking.
Yes, it felt
All
very
those
lifelike.
stuff, you
That
could
is
just
background
hear it
noises,
in the
you know.
background.
That's good, yeah.
It feels more lifelike. That's like the only movie in which you could hear the city in the background in every single scene, and how bad and worse the city is, and how they are living in it. That's like one of the best movies of all time for me.
Absolutely, Sanjay. When you talk about
Yeah, that's true.
Seven, you should also mention the director. His name is David Fincher, and he's directed some of the best movies ever made. Does anyone know Fight Club?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Fight
yeah,
Club.
Fight Club.
Yeah,
Yep.
it's
Oh.
directed by David Fincher, and it's probably like it made me like a big fan of Brad Pitt. His acting in that movie was just on another level, and the twist in the end, I did not see that coming by like a long
Yeah.
margin. I never expected it. I
Yeah.
remember seeing it for the first time and being completely blown away by the movie.
Mhm.
And the idea and the core concept of the movie, it was just amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, let's not forget the MCU. It all started from one
I
single
mean,
movie, Iron
Absolutely, yeah. MCU.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
a brilliant concept.
Man. It is a brilliant
I mean,
thing.
John Favreau
They
is
are
a
the
brilliant
ones-
director as well.
Yeah, definitely.
MCU is the people who introduced the concept of a shared universe. They're the ones who made it a reality. Bringing all our favorite superheroes to life together on the big screen. I mean, that was
Yeah,
just
Yeah,
I remember watching
exactly.
the game and
Yep.
seeing all the superheroes together fighting the big
Mhm.
baddie. Amazing, best scene ever.
Yeah.
I mean,
that's why
MCU actually
Endgame-
transformed the film industry in a huge way.
Absolutely.
That's why Endgame is still one of the best films of all
Also, it
time.
has like
But Sanjay,
I think
Sanjay, you were saying
yeah.
it was, yeah, I can agree with
Yeah.
that, because Marvel has portrayed the superheroes in completely different way.
Yeah.
Not
Very
just the
different
superheroes,
way.
talking about the concept also.
Yeah.
We never thought about multiverse, right? I mean, who knew it existed? We still don't know. But the way they show, it's completely awesome.
I mean,
Yeah.
talking about multiverse, it doesn't exist in real life, right? It's kind of fiction.
It
But the
could
way you said
exist.
it,
How can you say that?
It
Yeah,
could
we can-
I mean,
exist.
we don't have any theories that it does exist.
Yeah,
It could
but
exist.
still we
I
don't
mean,
know
even
about how
200
even the
can
Big
it
million
Bang is
billions of
just a
gods
theory.
never gonna
We
kill
do not
you.
know if the Big Bang really happened. So multiverse could also be.
What
a
if there's
theory.
Thanos out there in some other universe?
There could be.
Yeah, but still,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, it's
I
okay.
mean,
let's be a little
if multiverse
optimistic
exists,
right now.
right, our physics will actually break. So yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
maybe
Yeah.
you're right,
Going
Aman.
too,
You know?
too beyond, just too much. Let's stick back to our topic, movies. What other movies do you like? What are the best
Interesting.
movies?
Right now,
I mean,
right
everyone
now I'm
loves that
focused
movie.
only on Barbie. Yeah, we just have to know can Barbie defeat
We have found
Oppenheimer?
a fan
Yeah,
over here.
that is
Let's
true.
go.
Yes. I mean, Barbie. It's a movie. I mean, I don't have
I
much
mean, look at the cast.
expectation
Look
in
at the
it.
cast. It's yeah. You know
I
Ryan
do not.
Reynolds. It's
Yeah,
been really hard.
Ryan Gosling movies
Yeah.
are the best.
That is true. Yeah.
I mean,
Ryan Gosling.
But
I'm
I
sorry
mean,
about that.
Same for me. I didn't have much expectation for Super Mario Bros. And look at that, it grows so much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is so good.
Yeah, it was good.
I
For a
mean,
kid, it
Barbie
was
is.
good.
I mean, Barbie is in direct competition with Mission Impossible 7. Like this thing, Barbie
Oh my
and Mission
God,
Impossible
yes.
7.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mission
that's
Impossible
the
7 is
genres
not
are
getting any
totally
IMAX
opposite.
screens,
Yes,
Yeah.
yes,
Yeah,
yes.
And Mission Impossible is not getting any screens, because of Barbie and Oppenheimer. So it's actually
yeah,
losing a lot, Yeah.
Maybe they should just postpone to some
exactly.
other day.
They
Yeah,
might
but
do
they're
that.
not gonna do it, right? Yeah, let's see.
Yeah.
Because I
it's
would
Tom
definitely
Cruise,
want to
right?
watch. I would definitely want to watch the bike stunt in IMAX. That it would be so good.
Yeah.
Yeah, IMAX is always the best option. It's just like opening your eyes and seeing the real world.
Yeah, exactly.
What
Speaking of
about
which, we might get.
series? What about series? What are the best series that you like?
I mean, the problem
Right
with
now, I
series
have
is
no idea.
actually in superhero series, right? You need a lot of
Uh-huh.
like a huge budget, and if you compromise, then the audience is always gonna feel like you are losing about something. So either the
But
series can be
but
about
look at
Imad,
Loki.
yeah,
not
Loki
just
is a
Loki was a
suspense.
really good
It's a
one.
suspense
I would have to
series, right?
say,
There's not
yeah.
much fighting and much CGI and all. It's kind of a suspense,
There
it's a
was
thriller.
there
So it
was
works.
so much CG
Otherwise,
in Loki.
no, not much. I mean, compared to Falcon and the Winter Soldier, it had lesser CG. Falcon
Yeah,
had like
that's
more
true.
bombs and yeah.
For me, the best series of all time is Breaking
I mean,
Bad
speaking of CG, right?
by far.
If they started using CG in movies just to show like grounded stuff, so we have that
Mhm.
Fast and Furious,
Actually,
which
Oh
uses
yeah.
yeah.
Imad, let me. Actually, there are some shows which are far more technical and better in story writing, overall everything than some movies. I'll give an example. Does anyone
Yeah,
know
yeah.
Dark? Netflix series.
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
my
It's
God,
it's
it's
a
so
It's
good.
yeah,
one of the
oh my
best
exactly.
god,
TV
such
series
an
ever
amazing
made.
series.
I mean, every
Yeah.
single episode is a masterpiece,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and the way everything unravels slowly and the twist towards the end. I mean, it's just
Oh my
amazing.
god,
If,
the
if, you- if you
twist.
love
It's so
science,
good.
if
I
you
mean,
love
that's
plot
exactly my
twist,
point, right?
yeah,
If you like
It's a
paradoxes,
thriller, so it
if you want
works.
to watch
Yeah.
that movie, you want to watch that
Yep.
series.
amazing. It's a
Such
must
an
watch for
amazing
anyone who is who wants to start watching like a TV series. It's amazing. It's a slow burn,
Yeah.
but it's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You could also
exactly.
learn German through that. Amazing.
No, I
Yeah,
watched it in
that's
I
a
watched it
fact.
in
Yeah.
I
English
mean,
dub. So
yeah.
Yeah. Original language
Yeah.
is the different vibe.
that is true. That is
Original language is
Yeah.
such a different vibe,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah.
And the intro music is just so
Oh
haunting
my
and
god, the
so amazing.
intro
The
Yeah.
music
God.
is
Oh.
amazing.
It's
That's
just
one of the only
goosebumps.
shows where I do not skip the intro.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
mean, even the
yeah.
Stranger Things intro is pretty good,
Yeah,
Yeah,
Stranger
that
Things
is true,
Yeah,
yes.
it's
quite short.
yeah, that's
The
also
thing
good.
about Dark intro is
Yeah.
it's pretty long, right? But you don't feel like skipping
Yeah.
It's long
it.
one,
It's like
yeah.
it's very
Yeah.
beautiful.
I mean, it's kind of an
Yeah.
anime intro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have
Yeah,
you
but
guys
the
seen
concept
the
shown is also different, right? They
Yeah,
portrayed
it's
the
it's,
concept
it's
of
nothing which
three,
has never been
yeah,
shown in any other history
any
of
other series
movies
we
or
can say.
television.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It was just like a clue. I mean, after completing the entire series, we'll come to know.
Mhm.
Absolutely.
I mean,
Yeah.
we have such, like there's a kids show called Gravity Falls. So they have
Yeah.
clues all over the episodes, and you get to know it in the like exactly the last moment of the show. You
At
connect
the
all the
last
dots.
moment, yeah.
Yeah,
So it's
and
like
also
the
they
fun
like
Dora the Explorer.
they published a book. Like the director of the series, he published a book which had all the clues and all the explanation, everything, in case anyone missed it. So we have
Ah,
such
Oh, really?
shows, but I think Dark just took it to another level. Like 4 seasons, I guess, or
Yeah, yeah.
how many
three
seasons?
seasons.
4 seasons.
Three.
3 seasons, yeah.
3 seasons.
So
3
yeah,
seasons.
so that show was only like 2 seasons. So
Yeah.
3 seasons is pretty much, yeah.
No, Gravity Falls
Yeah.
is really good show. For like a kids animated show, it was really
Yeah,
good.
it's very intense, right? I mean, it has a lot of clues and everything.
It is, and it's quite dark too.
Foreshadowing.
I was actually
Yeah, it's
surprised that they were airing
yeah,
it for kids under like the ages
yeah,
of 10. A lot of
I
people
mean,
will not
especially
like. A lot of kids won't like.
especially the theme song when it changes, right? It gives you chills.
Yeah,
You're not
yeah, it
expecting
gives
it.
you. That's true. That's true.
Yeah, yeah.
Does anyone watch any like animated shows? Any recent ones that you guys have seen, like anime or something?
And
Yeah, we have Attack on Titan going on, right?
Yeah,
yeah.
I mean they've
Which
been
is
telling
also
of ending it for the past 3
No,
years, but they've not ended it at all. I mean, it's
I
taking
mean,
a long.
it will end in October, I guess. That will be the
Okay,
final thingy.
hopefully, yeah. Hopefully they'll end it.
Yeah, we'll have a movie, I guess.
Oh, okay. So it's like a
With good,
2-3 hour long
yeah.
movie.
I
Okay.
mean, it's just a fight, right? I mean, story-wise, it's just a fight in the end. So there's no, what do you say? There's no
Okay.
plot point left.
I
Yeah.
see. Yeah. I mean, I've read the comics and the ending is quite sad, if I'm being honest. I'm not gonna spoil anything, but it is quite sad.
Yeah, please don't
Yeah,
spoil
the
it.
director is changing that.
Yeah, no spoilers.
Just
There
to-
must be
Yeah.
some listeners who is interested to see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a spoiler-free podcast. It's a spoiler-free podcast. We don't want our viewers to get spoiled with any information.
Yeah, we just make some hype. That's it.
Yeah.
So
Well, I
guys, it's
finally
getting
got
time
a-
for a break. Yeah. So I think we can wrap it up here for now, and we'll be back. Stay tuned. We'll be back in a minute. Yeah, just stay tuned for some time.
You are listening to the Cosmos Diaries podcast show, presented by the Travelog team. If you'd like to hear more of these podcasts, consider following us by pressing the follow tab and save the episodes to your library, and do share it with your friends and family, where we will be releasing a podcast episode every Wednesday. Thank you and happy listening.
So welcome back to the podcast, guys. And we were discussing about the movies and the stuff in general, about how the process in filmmaking and interests of general public, especially our host and co-host and our guest Sanjay. So we were discussing about that. So let's move on to Sanjay, who was giving out a fact about all the movies and series. Especially, he was interested about series such as Dark, which have much more plot line. And yeah, he was saying about it. You want to say something
Yeah.
about it, Sanjay?
Well,
Yeah.
recently I just got a chance to watch the latest Across the Spider-Verse movie, and
Yeah. So how was it? Was it good?
it was such an amazing movie, man. Oh, the amount of references
Yeah, I
and
mean,
spider people in that.
Reviews are pretty
Oh
good,
my
right?
god.
Even Nanda Krishna was saying that it's very good movie.
Yeah.
Yeah,
When I was
it's so
watching the
good.
movie, my jaw was just dead drop. I couldn't even bring it back up. It was that insane. Can't wait for the next movie, man. When is it releasing? Next year, right?
Yeah, March.
Yeah,
I think they're
yeah.
gonna delay it because the
March.
animation is not done, right?
Oh
So,
my god,
yeah.
animation is not done yet.
I hate Sony, like Sony Animation Studios. It's like the good studio in the bunch of studios we have. Like we have the DreamWorks and
Yeah.
we have one more studios, I guess. But Sony Animation is. Sony's not gonna sue me. I hope if I say this. I mean, a lot of people say, it's Morbin time. We should embrace its
yeah.
Morbin time.
It is
So-
Morbin time, yes.
Yeah, I mean,
Just
It has never
hope
been-
that Sony won't hear this podcast.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know what you guys are talking about, but Morbius is the best film in the entire world. A total 10
Yeah,
out of 10.
amazing. It's the best movie of all time, Amazing.
Yeah,
story,
exactly.
Amazing dance, amazing acting.
Amazing
Yeah.
story.
If Jared Leto is in, it's the best, I'm sure.
Amazing cast, amazing everything. Best story in the entire Sonyverse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So I mean, Sony Animation Studios is the only animation studios which is actually in the good zone. Other animation studios are doing some. They're not doing pretty good up there.
Hey, but I
Especially
mean,
like
look at
DreamWorks.
Puss in Boots.
Yeah,
Puss in
exactly. I
Boots
was
was
going
an
to say that. Yeah.
amazing movie. The animation
it was
of
like
Puss in
once,
Boots
right?
amazing, man.
I mean, it was like once,
I
right?
feel
So I don't know. If,
DreamWorks has created the most iconic movies. Like, if you think about
Yeah,
it,
yeah.
Yeah,
that
I
is
mean,
that is.
it's
I can
one
agree
of the
with
most
it. Yeah.
famous. Have you
Right.
seen
Right
the new
from our
Puss in
childhood,
Boots?
we could see that.
Panda.
yeah.
The new Puss in Boots, I don't know if you guys have seen it, has one of the best villains in an animated movie ever. It's
That
the
is
Big
true,
Bang
that is
Theory.
Yeah,
Yes.
I've seen the
Yeah,
memes
he's
actually.
And he's amazing. He's cool. He's so cool. The second you
He's just-
start seeing him on screen towards his end, it's amazing.
Yeah.
He's just straight up death.
Yes. Oh, that the
Yeah.
line from the movie.
And the thing with the villain is that you might think that Puss might kill him, but no, he just lost interest in him. That's it, and he just left.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
That's because Puss got his confidence back. He was like, he lost his 7 lives. He's down to 1 life, and you would be a bit afraid, right? I mean, you only have 1 life. He fought for that towards the end. He got his confidence back. He became his old self, and he did what he did best. And
Yeah.
that's the reason why death left him.
Yeah.
I mean, actually, contradicting myself, Kung Fu Panda is also work of DreamWorks, which is actually a very good trilogy.
Absolutely.
It is a very good one. There's gonna
I
be
mean,
a next movie coming, right? After a few years, I guess. Next
There
year
is.
or something.
They're planning on one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Actually, the studio which has been going down recently, in my opinion, is Disney. The movies are
Yeah, exactly.
not
I mean, the animation ones.
Yeah, recently we can't
and
say
that's,
anything.
I
Yeah,
I'm not a
correct.
big
Yeah.
fan of their live adaptations, especially the new ones like Little Mermaid and all that. Lion
Yeah,
King.
yeah.
I feel like there's
Yeah.
absolutely
Yeah.
no reason to do stuff like that. Just keep the classic movies as it is,
I mean,
right?
I mean,
Everything
I mean, look
is-
at MCU Phase 4. It's getting worse and worse.
yeah.
I mean, it's a
Every
controversial topic. People are just expecting a lot from it,
Yeah.
since
I feel like
because of
Disney is just
Endgame and all.
trying to use it as a cash grab, like they don't have they don't have much passion into it, like as there was the original one, right? The classic time when Disney used to rule the animation industry, like with their amazing animation.
I mean, technically speaking, it only ruled because it was the only animation studio. Others were like smaller studios, but then they got a build up and then they reached up to that level.
Then
Otherwise,
Pixar
Disney
came
wouldn't
and
be.
changed everything with their Toy Story, the first 3D animated movie. That was a
Yeah.
big change.
Yeah, yeah.
Even
Hopefully,
Pixar was good.
hopefully the next movie is it Flame, right? Was it Flame?
Yeah,
No,
Elementals, right?
Elements.
Yeah,
Elementals.
Flame.
Yes.
I think it's
Hopefully
releasing
that's gonna be a
this
nice
month.
movie.
I mean, it's
releasing
just
this month.
Inside Out 2. It's Inside Out 2.
Basically, yes.
Yeah.
Inside Out 2. Nice.
I mean, if it's anything which is close to what Inside Out was, it'll be a good movie for sure.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, speaking of big releases this month, Flash. Anyone excited for Flash?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, that is the
Yeah, pretty much.
that is the key for DC to actually fix themselves, the
Yeah, I
redemption
mean,
arc.
Yeah,
That's
everyone's
Snyder
telling that
actually.
it's going to be-
Yeah,
it's
this is
going to be
Zack
the movie
versus
which
James.
the
James, yeah.
Mhm.
Especially after this thing, Black Adam. We want to see what happens in Flash.
I mean,
But actually,
yeah.
yeah, I saw the new Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. I mean, it's directed by James Gunn, right?
I mean, even
And,
I saw it. It's a
yeah,
pretty good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I heard.
It's a pretty good contained
he's-
movie.
Yeah, I heard he's the new DCU head. So
Yeah,
have-
He is
manager.
the DC head, yes.
I have very high hopes for the new upcoming DC movies.
I mean, he's not completely in charge. He's also, I don't know who's the previous Shazam producer, I guess, or director. He's also in charge now.
Okay, so there's two heads.
Yeah, there's exactly two heads. I don't know why DC did it. They should have just given entirely to James.
Yeah, no, but I think James Gunn is the creative head, right?
Yeah.
He
He's
is
the creative head, and the other one
he
is
is the creative head.
yeah.
Man, MCU did a
James-
bad thing firing James Gunn.
Yeah, absolutely. Big.
I mean,
oopsie.
MCU doesn't need him, right? So I mean, MCU just I don't know, like talking about controversies. For years Sony and MCU didn't go together, but now we are literally having the Across the Spider-Verse like completely tied into MCU,
That
and
is
it's a
true,
Sony
that is
property.
true, yes.
It's not a Disney property, and they're acting like best of friends when we know like they're complete enemies, and
Yeah.
Sony
Yeah.
won't give them Spider-Man.
Like frenemies.
Or kinda, yeah, exactly. Like Spider-Man is not on Disney Plus, and I don't know
I mean,
why.
Yes,
as long as they do fan service, they do what we want as viewers. I mean, I'm fine with it.
Yeah, I mean, this is a miracle. Like we never expected this to happen. Like two studios having such a collaboration.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's like that one collaboration that happened with all the YouTubers. Like
I mean, it's
hashtag
like a-
Team Trees.
it's like Apple and Microsoft, collaborate to make some next level product.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
that.
Yeah, I can imagine that. Like Windows inside an Apple machine.
I mean, but it won't happen, right? It's a competitive like.
It won't happen.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. But in this case, it
How
happened.
will it
It
happen?
won't happen.
Yeah. Imagine
If
a
you jailbreak,
product
it
in
might
which
happen.
all three big companies collab together. We have Apple, we have Microsoft, and we have Google. It would have been.
I mean-
It will be one of the most amazing products of all time.
I mean, leave the product. It will be the most powerful organization. It might even take on government. It will be the
Yeah,
most
that is
powerful
true.
organization in the
That
entire
is
world.
true.
It's already
Yeah,
as powerful as
right.
the government. It's bigger than most countries' GDP. Most of these tech companies.
Yeah, I mean, if they combine, then
Yeah.
it's the gone case.
Yeah.
We'll have new
Yeah, it will
world order.
probably- Yeah.
Yeah. Too controversial for this podcast.
Too controversial.
Yeah.
Too controversial.
Guys, you're looking for
We're slightly
placements in these
spinned off
companies,
from
right? So
these.
let's steer away from these topics.
Yeah.
Yeah, right now it's just movies.
Yeah. Speaking of movies,
And
who
I
are
have another
excited?
series in my mind.
Yeah. Say.
Actually, Aditya might recall, I watched it with him only. It's called True Detective.
Absolutely, Nanda. I love that series. It was so good. It
That
was
was
like a
fantastic. It was
very
really so good.
amazing show. It's very slow. It
Yeah, I
starts out
mean,
very slow, but
yeah,
towards
it's
the end,
slow,
it's amazing.
but then
And Matthew McConaughey's
yeah,
acting.
I could. That is next level. You can see that every episode is just like an independent movie. It was so good.
I have to agree 100% with that. I mean,
Definitely putting that on my watch list.
yeah, you should definitely watch it.
Yeah, you
Nanda.
have to.
Too
Yeah,
good.
Yeah.
it's
You like
something
crime
worth
thrillers,
watching.
which is slow, but towards the end, the build-up is good, and the twist towards the end, you don't see
Exactly.
it coming. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
exactly
Yeah.
like that. But
I mean, that's
watch,
exactly my point, right? Thrillers work best as series, because they slowly build up, and at the end, you can like just release all the energy which was building up to give
there's
that final
we'll
more
high to
time
the
never
for
see
audience.
the plot to develop.
Yeah, exactly.
Have
I
you guys
mean,
seen the
that's-
movie Ex Machina?
Oh yeah, the robot, right? The humanoid robot.
Yeah, the humanoid robot.
Yeah, I think I haven't seen that, but I came across the trailer once.
Do you think she is actually sentient?
I mean,
I have no idea of that.
I feel like we're going in that direction only. I mean, like I think she's sentient, and also I think that's what AI development is happening. That I think AI is also going to reach that state one
The
day.
thing with current AI is that it just mimics human emotions. It doesn't actually have actual emotions.
That is true. It's just giving out the information that we already know, which is already out there in the internet and stuff.
Yeah. That's
But
true.
I mean,
but
yeah, the day they actually start giving their own emotions, right? I mean, that's the day they can't actually control them, because they're actually much faster than us, and they can actually create the entire plan in few milliseconds. And by the time they actually put in safety measures and everything, they'll already escape and have all the control. So I think they're purposefully not going in the direction, as Sanjay said. They're actually keeping it to mimicking it.
Yeah.
But I mean, hear me out, guys. Like 20 years ago, in Windows XP, we had something called Clippy, right? You guys know Clippy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it used to
Yeah.
it used to help you out with minimal tasks, like if you want to launch an app, it'll give you the location to the app and all that. You know that, right?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
now we have Apple Siri, right? We have Siri, we have Google Assistant, which can do much more. Like 20 years, the development which has happened to
Exactly.
personal assistants, right? And so judging by that and the current development of AI, if you combine both of these together, we might create a sentient being, which is which can think on itself and which can come up with solutions to many problems, right?
I mean, movies actually
Yeah.
depict this, but speaking of which, even if the sentient being doesn't turn out violent, there's a high chance most of the human beings are actually gonna face a mass existential crisis, because you have a being which
Yeah.
can do like everything 10 times better than you. So why are you here?
Yeah.
Exactly. It's gonna
Yes,
create
That's
a
gonna be like
huge.
iRobot.
Yeah, exactly. Like humans will lose their purpose, exactly, and it will be
Or
not a very
it could
good
be like that
situation.
Yeah.
animated movie that we've all seen, Wall-E. We could be like
Yeah,
that.
exactly.
Yeah.
Oh
I
yeah.
mean, yeah, it's pretty boring, right? Wall-E. Humans on the
Yeah,
Wall-E.
that's more like a more
Kinda.
realistic version of what humans would look like, because
Exactly. I mean,
will
we are
barely
still
use
on.
our brain and
Yeah,
we'll depend on
exactly.
AI for everything.
Yeah, exactly. And then they'll control our lives, and we'll have no freedom of choice when we'll.
Absolutely,
So-
yeah.
Do you guys think that the movies that we watch in the future are gonna change because
I mean-
of creative fields like
Definitely, Sanju.
ChatGPT and other AI sources that could manipulate and change how
I mean, there's already.
human watches?
I don't know if you guys know it. Netflix is creating a new animated show, which is completely created using ChatGPT. So it's already
Damn.
happening.
I
And,
mean,
Yeah.
before in technology, we had like radio, which was mostly a audio. It worked on audio, senses. Then we got TV, which worked on visual senses. That's how we got movies. So in future, we're gonna actually like feel the entertainment, like we're gonna experience it. We're gonna actually be there. So it's gonna take
Yeah.
all of 5 senses, like sense of touch, smell, hear, sight, and I guess, taste. So it's gonna take all of it and combine it into a, I don't know, combinational entertainment type of stuff. So we are gonna actually feel it, we are gonna experience. I don't know what they're gonna call it, but something. So it's gonna be the next form of movies.
Imagine
I mean, that's
watching
basic.
Oppenheimer in that.
Oh yeah, that's gonna. I mean, Nolan just said, right? What was that? You're gonna feel the atomic bomb.
Are they gonna put like space heaters in IMAX theaters?
I don't know. I think it's the visual effects, maybe.
Visual effects space heaters. Wow, amazing.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, if that happens, right, it's gonna be.
When the explosion happens, the people in the IMAX theaters will just turn on the room heaters. Done.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, he's gonna pay extra money to all of them. That's why, that's why he already had pre-booked, right? That's why MI7 not getting any theaters now.
Yeah, that is
because
true,
they're installing all the heaters and installing all the arrangements and everything. That can be a possibility, You don't know Nolan. He has done weird things before also.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, instead of doing this, we just buy a ticket for a 4DX movie, right? I mean, it has basically everything that we just talked about. The smell, the seats, yeah.
I mean, it's such a lower, what do you say? You can't walk right in that. Can you walk in that?
But who would watch
a sitting
movie
experience
and walk, I mean, does it make sense to you?
I think the future of
I mean, I want to eat my popcorn, and I don't think if I walk, I can...
Yeah.
I mean, at least you can move, right? I mean, seating is more of a confined arrangement. You can at least move and... Yeah. I mean, if you want to fly, suppose. If you want to fly in the movie. Yeah. How will you do that by sitting, So you can should at least be
how will we fly in like an enclosed area? Like it's like a theater, right? Movie.
Yeah, I think the future of theaters is gonna be like the Apple Vision Pro. You just gonna sit in a couch and just.
No, it's actually happening right now. It's called Geotive.
What?
Have you heard about Geotive? It's a thing.
No.
It's a VR headset. Yeah, it's a VR headset built by the company Geo. It gives us a virtual experience sitting in a home theater. I mean, the movie will be playing, but then instead of our home, we'll be seeing someone else's home. It's pretty much fun.
Well, that's pretty nice. Wow, that's a really good concept.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's going to be the future of theater.
I mean, you already saw it during the pandemic, right? The movies, a lot of theaters, from theaters, we moved to OTTs. And, maybe one day the OTTs might create a product which could, talk about all these senses that, that Imad was talking about, which could use all of these. And maybe, you need to connect your Apple Vision Pro or something. And you might actually get to experience it in the best, way possible, using all your senses. It might happen one day. You never know.
Imagine Christopher Nolan making a next movie that's specifically created for Apple Vision Pro, like a completely VR experience.
Would be mind-blowing.
And you will be just right in place there.
It will be so good.
That will be so good. You will be walking beside Tom Cruise, just doing a mission.
Oh my god.
You'll feel like we're in the movie, right? That's the actual experience.
That's the thing, yeah. That will be an experience right there, yes. That will be such an experience.
I don't think we'll need IMAX after that.
You won't need IMAX after that. When theaters gotta do like 3D IMAX, no.
That is the max,
IMAX or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. It is the max. I think nothing can go beyond that.
But at times, when I'm bored at my home, I definitely would want to go to a theater, because that's currently the best place where I can get the best experience out of a movie.
That is true, yeah. You can't, you will never get a theater experience anywhere else other than an actual theater.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's true.
Unless
feeling
and
of being in
until
a
you have a
theater
home theater.
and experiencing movies is something else.
Yeah, unless and until you have a home theater.
Yeah, I think
so
it's time.
Guys, I think it's almost time. We'll be back with more fun and energetic another episode, probably next week. So until then, see you guys. Bye.
Bye.
Bye, guys. Thank you for being such a patient audience.
Yeah.